the things that are going to almost certainly happen for a while now, for untold number of years. You know, and it's, at the same time, this Trump regime is banging the drum about migration and illegals and all that. And what do you think is going to happen? What do you think will happen in the face of all of this disruption? More people will want to leave Venezuela. And it's a fucking mess. It's just a nightmare to me. And, we go back and forth and like, Venezuelans are thrilled or whatever. No. This is real. These are people's lives. This is someone else. This is their country. And we fucking ruin everything. Again, I know I've said a version of this throughout the show, but I just keep coming back to it. Everything we talk about are politics. I'm like, this is
it's kind of
people's lives, in their country. Anyway.
It's like brilliant Republican politics to just ruin everything, and then when people like us point it out, they say, well, you just think America's the worst at everything, don't you? You hate America and everything it does. And the answer is, well, not always, but the stuff you do tends to be violent and evil. Wouldn't you agree? You guys get in power, and every single time you go and blow a bunch of stuff up and ruin a couple countries and then crash our economy while you're at it.
So many problems.
So it's not hate America first. It's hate Republicans. The Republican Party is a stain on everything.
Even like the economy, you just make the economy worse, and then the next president fixes it, and then you get more. It's like your whole model is that, and it works on so many people.
It's gonna work like the next time we get out of this, there's elections going forward, etc. Assuming that all happens, there's gonna be a Republican candidate for president in 10 years, and everyone's gonna think, well, he'll probably keep us out of the wars and do the economy better. This is a responsible person, and those of us who've lived, in 4 decades, this has happened 3 or 4 times already. Keeps happening.
Yeah, it's such recent history. It's so frustrating. I mean, we did like 2 of our final episodes of the year last year was literally like, here's how George Bush made all this stuff easier, and then also an episode about how we're gonna do war in Venezuela because of all the stuff that Bush did, and it's just they're just doing it all, and Trump's making it even easier, so the next person doesn't even have to pretend to lie. They're just gonna out like, we're gonna actually kidnap a bunch of people because we can, and we're doing it for their resources.
And in 10 years, when Somewhere News is obviously like the most popular streaming show or whatever, we're gonna do, remember that Trump guy? Here's a 2-part episode about how he was bad. Bet you forgot, didn't you?
Forgot he was bad.
Yeah, but he's what led to the GNOME administration and all the bad stuff the GNOME is doing.
And I wish it was like an actual gnome. I'd be okay with that.
That'd be
But
fun.
you mean thirsty. You meant thirsty.
Anyway, folks, we are at the end of our show today. Like I mentioned, there's a lot of stuff that happened over the holidays that we wanted to talk about. Brock, President's health. The 60 Minutes thing. But maybe we will talk about those things on Thursday. Maybe. If more crazy news is breaking down. What do you think?
No, I was going to say the Grok things are like truly disgusting and abhorrent, and I people need to go to jail.
Elon Musk could be in jail right now for that.
Yes.
He's generating. Yep.
And he's laughing about it. He loves it. He should be in jail.
Well, that's just a little cliffhanger tease. We'll talk about it on Thursday because including this. All right, Rudy, come back. I can't say goodbye without you here. Oh, a costume change!
Merry Christmas, everybody! Holiday
Happy
costume
New Year!
change.
I can't unbutton my sweater.
Oh, jeez.
Costume change.
We have to leave it in now.
Of the show.
Holy night. Tannenbaums.
Gene Hackman.
Also, we love you.
Virgins.
we love you very much.
Much.
Thursday.
Boston, please make it loud for Josh Johnson!
I saw where the lottery, at least at the time that I'm speaking, has worked its way up to $1.8 billion. That's a lot. It's so much you wonder. That's how they get you. You know, growing up my entire life, I knew people who played the lottery. And I don't know if I know any winners. I just know a few people went missing. And like hard missing too, not even a funeral. Like, I don't know, $1.8 billion. That means even after they tax you, taxes don't take about half that, right? Even after they tax you, you're probably gonna be a billionaire.
Come a little closer.
Instantly.
You're in for a little shock.
And I'm not saying this to like, you know, beat down on anybody or be disparaging, but it's like, who plays the lottery? People who need the money. So imagine needing money and then becoming a billionaire in like a day. A day.
Come a little closer.
You need it.
You're in for a little shock.
252. You had rent and a car note. And now you're a billionaire. A billionaire. You gotta capitalize it's $1 billion. Even if they get you real good, even if they tax you to death, you're still high millionaire. And with some good investments, you'll hit billionaire over time. Look at. I don't think y'all understand. This is the thing. We think we understand what billion is because billionaires keep playing in our faces. But we have no comprehension of how much money that is because we're people. Forget a billion. You can't even waste that. $1 billion. You can imagine. Oh, I had some bad investments. $1 billion's worth of bad investments? That's enough to topple a small country. Because I look at the billionaires of the world and the high millionaires, so almost billionaires of the world, and
No pain.
in a couple of the examples that I'm thinking of, right? If you make it to billionaire status, whether it's the valuation of your country or your company, or whether it's the valuation of your company or just general assets and everything over time, if you hit that billion status and you didn't grow up with a ton of money, like if you're already a billionaire, it almost doesn't count. You know, you'll see billionaires, they're the sons of billionaires, and they'll be like, I made my own thing. It's like, you didn't know. But you didn't. Like, you never really
and you might just stumble
did anything. Like, it's, and look, I know you probably worked really hard, but your hard work had a $1 billion head start to it. So it's just, you know, you could make a bad idea worth $1 billion.
You had a pet toy?
If you put enough money behind it with enough time. Look at Crocs. And look, that's not me just dugging on Crocs for the sake of it. I'm saying as a shoe, you are so unprepared to go into the world. Every time it rains, you kind of feel it. I've had so many fights with my friends over Crocs, and it's not about the Croc or the design or whatever. It's about the fact that it's a Swiss cheese shoe. The holes make it a shoe problem. It is not like okay. I live in New York. And we have far too many. I don't even know the number. We have more, I believe, rats than people. I'm pretty sure there's probably 10 million for every 2 people in New York. And one time I was walking with my friend who had Crocs on. Ill-advised, especially in New York. If you want to wear Crocs in like, I don't know, like a beachy town, go ahead. Be comfortable. Let your feet breathe. Wearing Crocs in New York City, wearing Crocs in New York City is like wearing a shirt that on the front and the back says, "Please rob me." That's the level of prepared you are to go out into New York City when you're in Crocs. My friend was in Crocs, and we were just walking down the street, okay? Just nice little stroll, having a conversation. And then, as you would expect, when you were walking in New York, as it is almost law, when you were walking in New York, a rat ran across our path. Some people have to deal with deers in the road. We have to deal with rats on the street. And this rat running across our path judged it wrong. Was a little late. You know, usually when you're walking in New York, a rat will run across you real fast up ahead. This rat must have had some hesitation. You could tell this rat was like, okay. You know what? I'm not gonna do it. Actually, no. You know what? I can do this. Let me get. And then it ran across our path. But by the time it ran across our path, we were at our path. And this is upsetting. Sorry if you're here. But the rat ran across our path, but by the time it decided to cross the sidewalk, we were already there. So this rat ran right over both my feet. And then it came time to run over my friend's feet. My friend in Crocs. And this rat looked exactly like, you know, when football players do that spring training with the tires over here. The rat was nimble at first. It got through 2 holes, no problem. 3rd hole, rat tripped. Animals don't trip like people. You know what I mean? People might trip, be a little embarrassed, but we get up and we know we have a day to continue. If a rat gets tripped up in your crock, that's the rat's whole priority right now. Because to be fair to rats, they get trapped all the time. How is this rat supposed to know this isn't one of those rat traps that take you to rat heaven? And so this rat starts freaking out. It starts like trying to pull the other leg out and everything, but then the next leg gets stuck. And so now this rat is, it has been 0.0 seconds, by the way. This rat has already tripped and is stuck in 2 crock holes. And is over here fighting for his life to get out. Is doing whatever he can. This rat over here, And look, I'll be honest with you right now, I don't even know if I imagined it, but I swear I heard it. I heard where the rat got free because I heard the little... pulled a little foot out of the crock hole and then ran away. And then my friend, who had just been defending his Crocs, had the nerve to be like, like, yeah, cut it off. You need to cut it off. Ran over my foot too, but look at me. No? And so you have even if it's not the company, the CEOs of these companies reach high million-dollar billionaire status. You know? And it happens usually over time. Usually, if you don't come from money, you reach billionaire status or high millionaire 20, 30 years of your life. And being a psycho as well, like working 80-hour weeks and like just doing crazy stuff. And sometimes you get to get ahead because you cut some corners or you cheat some people or whatever it is. But then when you turn around and you have this like multi-billion-dollar valuation, you did it. And it took all that time, but like you're 30 years removed from when you started. These billionaires, these millionaires, the ones that don't come from like extreme wealth, takes 20, 30 years of your life to get that money. And look how evil they are. I can only imagine. I can only imagine what happens if you get it in a day. Look. For any amount of lottery winnings and for any amount of like money, when you dream about money, that's what we do. Someone's like, what would you do with $100 million? And you might even have a list already. What would you do? And you think you know what you would do. I'm not even saying that people are lying when they say these things. I believe that people really believe this is what they would do with the money. But then you're a billionaire in a day. Nothing can prepare you for that. Nothing can prepare you for that much money being that much power in a day. I don't know, like, I know what I'd like to think I would do with that much money. Because the amount of money that you've been living on is the amount of money you need to
for a
live.
little shock. Come
Like that, like, I know that in the US, like in America, that's like blasphemous to say, but it's like, even when I was broke, the amount of money that I had, which was not enough, was somehow still enough because I'm not rich. You know what I mean? And so obviously, people need to get by. People deserve higher quality of life and everything. I'm not saying this to say that if you're barely scraping by, that's all you need and be done with it. I'm just saying that sometimes you can get in your head, especially when you get a little more, that you need a bit more, and then you need a bit more, and then you need a bit more, to the point where people around the country who make six figures say they don't feel rich. Right? And some of them make high six figures. They've done studies about this and about why your brain never turns to rich when it's you and it's over time. You'll see millionaires say, well, I'm comfortable, but I'm not like rich. And then you're glad that it's through a screen, or else you might. But I don't know. I mean, what